Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina wa man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. You got my brother, my dear brother Muhammad behind the camera, Hakeem Muhammad.
Alhamdulillah.
Give the people the greeting now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. You know, we out here enjoying the beautiful nature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is beautiful. I can't help but for thinking about the fact that there was upon a time when I was told that I would never, enjoy Allah's beautiful nature outside the prison walls again. So this is beautiful. I'm walking this trail, building with my brother Muhammad, a dear friend, my dear brother. And I can't help but for thinking about the fact that we made it out here as better version of ourselves. Engaging in the wonderful conversation that I engaged in with my brother Muhammad right today, I realized how much he has evolved and how much I have evolved. We went back to when we was first incarcerated, in the Norfolk City Jail, and talked about our journey throughout the Virginia Department of Corrections. And when in the thick of this conversation, I can't help but to think about when we were inferior versions of ourselves. Because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he had advised us to not to look at those who are more fortunate than we are, but to look at those who are less fortunate than we are. See, because by doing so, this is how we experience the true essence of gratitude. See, because when we look at those who have more than what we have, and who are in better situation and circumstances than we are in, then that will cause us to be ungrateful, because we, as a consequence, will not be content with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us, the blessings and the ni'mah and the fadila and the barakah and the rahmah. Right now, I'm out in the naked woods, just enjoying the beautiful bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as I was saying, we cannot become grateful without looking at those who are less fortunate than we are. But today, one of the things that me and Muhammad has done, we looked at ourselves when we were less fortunate, when we were worse versions of ourselves. And I can't help but thinking about the reality that whenever we think about gratitude, my brother Muhammad is on his phone. Yeah, excuse me. But mashallah, alhamdulillah, that's even beautiful. I'm grateful for that right there, just to see my brother answer his cell out here in society, and doing it the right way. That's right, mashallah. It's just beautiful. I'm just taking it in and observing it. You multitasking too, huh? He's directing the camera, answering his phone, and doing it all at one time. But listen, this is my message today. I want people to understand that every single person that is great at something, I want you to think about your greatest skills, qualities, and characteristics right now. And think about that. And when you do that, think about the time when you felt that you were better than someone or something because of that gift, skill, or quality or characteristic that you had. It's one thing to be confident, but it's two things to be arrogant. But I want to put everything in a proper perspective right now. Each and every one of us, even me, we are inferior to someone as well as superior to someone. If you think, let's look in the language of basketball. You look at, let's use Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. Michael Jordan's basketball IQ was through the roof. Michael Jordan had the ability to jump high. He had the ability to handle the ball. He had the ability to shoot. Right? But he was still, even though he was the greatest and still, he was so great at what he did, he was still inferior to Shaquille O'Neal in some ways. Because he didn't have the strength that Shaquille O'Neal had. He didn't have the height that Shaquille O'Neal had. I think my message is clear. So even though he was superior to Shaquille O'Neal was superior to him. And this is how it is in life. Each and every one of us is superior to someone else and inferior to someone else. So this should allow us to become grateful for every single person that we have in our life, those that we know and those whom we don't know, because together we are stronger. Each and every one of us have weaknesses. So if you are strong in a particular area, please know that you are weak in another. I always make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to soften my heart where it is hardened and to strengthen my heart where it is weakened. Even when it comes to my relationship with my wife. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. He created us superior and inferior to one another in different areas. I'm a man, but I can't bear childbirth. Right? My wife is superior to me in that particular regard. And there's so many other ways that I'm not going to get into that she's superior to me and I'm superior to her. And she's inferior to me and I'm inferior to her. And the same thing with my brother Muhammad. He's superior to me in so many different ways and I'm inferior to him in so many different ways and superior to him in so many different ways. But this is how we become grateful for the relationships that we have with people. This is how we become grateful for the relationships that we have with ourselves and appreciate what we have to give to others, being pro-social, give to life, and appreciate what we have to give to ourselves. And appreciate even our weaknesses. And appreciate even the inferior nature of ourselves. So why did I say all of that? Right now in this conversation with my brother Muhammad, the reality is, I notice, is that I appreciate the inferior version of myself. I look to him because every time I look to the person that caused me so much heartache and pain and strife and trials and tribulations, the reality is that this. I cannot be grateful where I'm at today unless I look to where I was yesterday. And this is the reality. Superiority and inferiority. We all are both.